And we're live. Wagwan, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I gotta fucking sneeze.
Sneeze. Let it out.
Oh,
yeah.
You're COVID mist.
You're rolling. Yeah, we're getting stuff from here.
No, it's pretty jokes. I gotta go to fucking Mexico later on. Not like soon, but like in November.
What do you mean you have to go to
it's
Mexico?
my buddy's wedding and shit. I'm not gonna miss it for the world.
Is he Mexican?
Awesome.
Or is he just getting married in
He's
Mexico?
getting married in Mexico. And like, people tell me, oh, the COVID there is bad and shit. I'm gonna have to quarantine when I get back. But like, I don't believe in any of that shit.
Who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah,
I got
COVID, you guys are getting it too, so fuck off.
There are so many weddings I got planned next year because I got all the weddings planned this year, all got postponed to next year, and then the ones that were already planned for next year.
Mine was in March, so it got postponed to November. That was cool. But they're like
this November?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, you're not making it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Actually, you're probably allowed to travel there.
Yeah.
But there's no way that's going in. I told like Jen and like I'm supposed to go to this winery with like Jen and Landon and them in like September. It's like a group of friends thing.
Are you going with a rapist?
No, she's there though.
But
I'm not going with her.
It sounds like coupley. That's why I was like,
No, I got a ting I'm bringing. Separate ting for my offender. I hope you're not watching this, or else that's an awkward weekend. What?
What if the offender gets offended?
Well, the
offender was here. Oh, she got offended the other day. She was fucking wilding. She's like, I need to talk about this. Why have you been treating me like passive aggressively since?
You raped me.
Yeah, like you sexually assaulted me.
Yeah, like I need to like take time to heal.
Yeah, like give me a minute to like. I'm gonna make the odd like. Fucking cut from my.
Because you're being pretty fair about it. Like, when you rape girls, they usually make a huge deal about it.
Yeah, it's a whole police. It's a whole investigation.
Yeah. Feelings are very hurt, so, obviously as a guy, you gotta, give her that same grief. Because it's necessary.
But, what I was saying is, we're going to, it's the same weekend they were supposed to get married originally. So I was like, just go get married in Niagara. It's Niagara on the lake. We're going to, this thing. So I was like, just go do a fuck it. Just do, a thing and then do another one later. A proper one, later.
Yeah.
It's the weekend you're supposed to anyways. Just... You probably get a cheap deal on a fucking elope right now. You got your buddies with you, who gives a fuck? You just do your family one 2 years when there's no restrictions.
Yeah, there you go. My parents got married twice.
Why? Because your father had a bit of a affair, we like to call it.
No, I don't know if he ever got caught for the affairs that he probably had as a black man, but
as a black man, as a man,
as a man, but he got married in England, I think, because my mom was in England at the time, so they got married over there, and then they got married in the States because my aunt wanted to see it, so she paid for a wedding.
Really?
But you could do that back then because the wedding was like $13.
I had yeah, true. I had a question for you. Very personal question.
Are we gonna have to edit this out?
No, not that personal. Why the fuck do they call you Hood? Because it's a stupid nickname in my opinion. Why does everyone call you Hood?
Hood because I'm from the suburbs.
Yeah, that's why. My judgment, yes. That's why I think it's stupid.
It's actually
you're just because you're a black guy from the suburbs. It's a racy name, if anything.
I mean, no. Well, my entire name is actually G Hood, which is a shorter form for ghetto hoodlum.
Okay.
Because
is G Hood like your artist name?
Yeah, it was actually.
I was gonna say because even my sister, she's always like, oh, like when we first started doing podcasts, she's like, oh, you're doing a podcast with a Hood. I'm like, yeah, Winton, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this guy's name Hood? Is he supposed to be Hood? Is that what does that mean?
I mean, hey.
I was thinking about the other day because someone else said, because your buddy.
But it's not like I created the nickname, but the nickname was given to me.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So
your buddy,
the
guy that was helping us out with the computer setup, because he messaged like, yo, Hood sent me.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking,
people that know me from a certain time period in my life will call me Hood.
It's
because I never went by my real name. But now most people call me my real name because I'm a grown ass man, so I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm Hood. Introduction, I'm like, hey, it's Hood. No. I'm like,
dog, I don't even think I would call you Hood back then if I knew you. I'd probably just be that dick, be like, hey, Winton! That
did.
white guy, oh, Winton, nice to see ya.
I mean, some people did, but I didn't really ever care. I just was like, fuck it.
DB, you got any nicknames?
No.
You didn't have any nicknames? I had Papa Cherry for a couple of years.
That's a weird nickname.
Well, it was like a rap thing, and I did joking rap kind of.
Cherry.
That was before CringeKev. That was the name. For a split second there, Papa Cherry was a thing. No, I was just usually always
I'm glad this
Kevin C growing up because there was always another Kevin, and then
I just go by your last name. That's usually a thing.
Campbell.
A lot of white guys just go by the last name. Yeah.
But Campbell's just not like a. It's too much soupy. Too soupy.
Yeah, they call it soup.
Very soupy last name.
Oh, so you're down with the soup?
Solid.
Yeah. Campbell's. I wish I was a part of that family. They're making some money. Look, here's a diversity commercial.
It's what Viagra, but you know our dicks.
Is it a Viagra commercial?
It's a Viagra commercial.
Yo, like it's
It
so.
tripped me the fuck out.
It's so crazy, like
Still at a reduced price.
that our dicks could work at that age with the help of a simple blue pill. Viagra, make your dick hard.
I'm about to give them a
Matt.
fucking plug. Fuck that.
You won't give them a plug?
No,
See,
they're not
Alice,
paying us.
make your dick hard. What? Yeah, they're not paying us, but like they pay you back in other ways at some point in your life.
Yeah, I guess so.
They got you.
I mean, you have to pay for it, but yeah, they do pay you back in a sense.
they got you, dog.
Your manhood in a pill.
What do you think of Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris was Biden's VP pick. Mrs. Put a black person in jail herself.
I was gonna say, well, you got this fucking coon ass nigger bitch out here fucking beside Biden, who is the fucking king of Reaganomics. You think I give a fuck about any of this? You think I don't know what that means? You think I don't like people sit there and be like, oh, she's a black woman. Doesn't mean that you can't be a black woman and hate black people. There's plenty of them. There's a lot of them, and this fucking coon.
She's Indian, I think, though. I thought she was Indian. Like that's where her main majority is.
She reeks of African descent.
No, like Indian, like
know.
Indian, not Native American.
I don't know.
Indian.
I don't know what she is, to be honest. I thought she was black, but that makes even more sense that she's Indian and hates black people.
Her
because
like parents, dad was white, I think, and her mom was like Indian.
that's perfect. That makes even more sense that she hates black people. Makes
Indians
perfect
do be
sense.
racist sometimes, just like anyone
Indians
else in
do
the world.
Not only do they be racist, but they also be rapists. So it's kind of
They're
perfect.
racist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
buddy.
fun fact, actually, I have a
Fun facts.
Actually, it's not.
It's
a fun
actually
fact.
I
Yeah.
was like, this would be fun.
Oh, while on the topic of
This segue, yeah.
of Indian culture, my buddy from India was telling me how like if you like get hit with like a car there, like if you hit someone with a car, you just leave. Like staying there is like not something people do to check if you're okay and call an ambulance. It's just like, oh, you just got hit. He was saying, he's like, oh yeah, because he got hit by a car here one time, and he's like, oh, it's kind of karma. I hit someone back in India, and like, so like it was probably. And I'm just like, wait, what? I was like, well, did you check up on the guy? He's like, no. He's like, why would I? He's like, that's not like. It just wasn't something that you do. Like if
I
you
wonder
hit
how many
someone.
vehicular homicides happen in India.
Yeah, like maybe it's not all of India, and like maybe it's just where he lives, but like, it sounded like
We
it was
have all
just-
our Indian like followers and shit being like, that's true, it's a thing.
Yeah, like he'd be
I
like.
heard it happen to my uncle one time.
He was like, man, like he's like, if you're like a really good person, maybe you'd call an ambulance.
If you're a really good person.
Like if you're like maybe
That's why
like
it's
a really good,
like
you'd
the
call. You
standard
wouldn't even
Indian
stay.
is not a really good person because it's
Oh my
common
God.
practice
Oh my god.
to not stay. So
It's a cultural difference, I guess. Yo, but this guy got hit at Markham in Progress. You know that fucking intersection right there?
sounds busy.
And he was like blacked out and shit. Apparently,
nice.
like he
That's
doesn't remember
nice.
getting hit. And like the thing said he was like the what's it called? Fucking paramedic said he was lucky to be alive, pretty
Right.
much, because like getting hit by a car is pretty serious.
I mean,
But the thing
I'm not
was,
mad at it, but yeah.
I was like, and he's a fresh off the boat student from India, so he's not like a PR or anything. He's just on a student visa or whatever it is. So he's like,
So we can send him home at any time.
no, he just took like settled for like a 10 grand thing.
Oh, that's kind of
Just took. That's what I was like, man, you could get a
more.
lot more money. He's like, yeah, I just don't want to like upset the Canadian government, like just in case, you know. I was
don't
like,
wanna
nah,
upset
dude, like you got almost died, like you can
I
get
don't think it's
some
the
money.
government paying you, buddy. I think
No,
it's
he
the guy who
no,
owes
it was
you.
he didn't want his mom to find out.
They got hit by a car?
Yeah,
Why?
so he didn't want to go through with it. That's what I mean. Like, why? He's like,
He's
oh,
going
she's
to
gonna
your
come
parents?
visit me. I don't know. It was like a single mom. She was a lawyer too, or something. Yeah, Kamala Harris. Yo, she actually.
That was a huge segue.
She was Indian. We're still on
We
the
got
Indian
so deep
topic.
into Indian
Yo,
But
problems and propaganda.
what?
did you ever hear about the hit to kill shit in China?
The hit to kill shit in China. What does that mean?
Yes, bro. People that get into accidents with pedestrians will then intentionally finish them off.
Oh, like a roadkill.
Yes.
Oh.
because if you injure them, you may have to end up paying their medical bills for the rest of their life, as long as they live. So they hit to kill because it's apparently.
They have a lot of people there though too. Like I
Yeah.
get that.
And they need to control that shit because they're about to be the next superpower. I don't know how comfortable I am with that.
And to be honest, I played.
Like the white rain is bad, but the yellow rain's not going to be any better.
I played Grand Theft
Because I don't play ball
Auto.
fair at all.
I understand the feeling. Grand Theft Auto, you're playing. You drive on the sidewalk more than you drive on the road.
I don't actually drive on the road perfectly. in Grand Theft
And
Auto.
slowly.
Yeah, well, not slowly, but like,
Hopefully
you know.
GTA, the next one comes out
Red
soon.
light.
Yeah, that's not really sometimes. But not when I'm on a mission. On a mission, anything goes. But like, you know what I mean? Like when it's just like free roam driving. I like to drive at the speed limit, like bump the songs and like go do things. buy some bullets. Maybe I'll just shoot the block up. Maybe I won't. Like, you know.
Dog, you're not shooting anyone up. You're from the suburbs. You're not hood. Hood, you need to stop being hood.
No, it's Grand Theft Auto. Like,
oh, Grand Theft Auto.
About real life.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Shooting up the
no
fucking...
way in God's good earth that I'll be shooting up anything in the
I was gonna
goddamn
say, like,
suburbs.
what?
It's such a waste of time. I think people that, like, you know, try to live like the ultimate hood life in Durham are kind of fucking idiots because, like, you know, you're not gonna.
You mean Oshawa?
No, there's a couple.
No, I mean like those like.
From, like, you know,
no, but I'm talking about that specific type of Oshawa man. You know, that like if they're from here.
Not even an Oshawa man, fam. Like, there's enough like when I say
true.
like black guys and shit that play the Scarborough downtown role in Durham and act like, you know, they have to be.
Why is the Scarborough or whatever you're saying like that identity? Why do you think that that's something they achieve? Would you account to that for something like a result of a Six Buzz, or that was there before then, and Six Buzz is a result of that?
I think it's a cultural thing. I think when people, you know, whether they involve themselves in a life of crime or, you know, they're heavy into hip hop, or they have like older brothers or older cousins that have been involved in crime or gone to jail, they kind of associate themselves with a certain type of lifestyle, and they think that because someone they know or they've heard of someone living that lifestyle, or they might sell a little bit of fucking weed, that they need to have a gun. And it's really not that serious, because having guns are for like real, genuine feuds. And if you look at a lot of the beefs in the city and the rappers getting shot and the people getting shot in the city, like, these are long-standing feuds. These are long-standing issues between different areas and different types of politics. So if you're from Durham, where there's none of that, like, there's no ends versus ends, like, I haven't heard of River Breeze versus Monarch, so like, or like Oxford Towers versus
I don't know.
Red Bricks. Like,
Dead Ethics did run Elizabeth Street for a minute there.
It's one of the nicest streets in Ajax. You know
I know,
what I mean?
that's
what I mean. Like
because
we don't.
It's a beautiful, like, it's a beautiful neighborhood.
Because we don't come from a place where there's really like hoods like that per se. Like, there are a couple, and like
everyone's too comfortable.
And they're not, but that's the thing. They're not beefing each other, so there's no reason for you to have a firearm. Like, really isn't. Like, people just think because like they're involved in their 1, 2, they have to have a gun. But you
no. You need to have a gun legally bought through the government. Don't be buying these illegal guns.
Well, don't buy
supporting
illegal guns.
illegal crime.
They cost way more. Buy your guns fucking
Get yourself
legally.
a legal license. Be a safe firearm owner. I support, and I think everybody should, that's capable, mentally capable, should own a legal firearm.
A lot of illegal firearm holders are also safe with their firearms. It's a very common belief that, just because you have an illegal gun that you're not safe with it.
No one's saying that, but I'm saying...
It's just the fact that you're willing to discharge it in a public place that people find a little scandalous.
My personal encouragement is buy your guns legally.
My personal encouragement is do whatever the fuck you want to. Carpe diem, seize that motherfucking day.
Like, but don't, like, do that. Please, buy your guns legally.
Do whatever the fuck you want to.
Like, don't. Like, buy your guns legally. Oh.
Like, it's not like I'm fucking, you know, we're sitting here like the podcast for the children, so I think like, oh my god, we gotta make sure we do this the right way because the kids, like, no, we're a podcast for fucking adults and degenerates.
I would buy guns. Okay, how about this? If your lifestyle and your career is like you're an El Chapo fucking like cartel person, you're probably getting your guns illegal, but that's because you're in...
You definitely would need one too.
Yeah, you're in a lifestyle where that's warranted.
If you're Joe 9 to 5, you're not
don't go into that lifestyle. And don't go into a lifestyle where you need to require on illegal guns. Be a gun owner legally, be a respected citizen, pay your taxes. But if you're working for El Chapo, that's your prerogative. I'm just not recommending
way more
it.
Money. I would recommend it, to be honest. If you're working for El Chapo, you're probably pretty well off.
Yo, remember when El Chapo's son got let out? Or they let him out? They arrested him and let him out because there's a standoff? And there's like, fuck it. Let's let this guy out.
I can respect that. Well, people... I like the fact that there's countries where like gangsters step up to the government and say, "No, we're not doing this." Like, I think that's how the place should be. Not necessarily gangsters, but I think civilians should be more active in taking their rights against the police and the government than just standing there like a bunch of pussies.
I like it taking
voting.
I like it taking it against the government. I just don't like the tactic of just going out against the police because you get no real result. You need to go at administrators. You need to go with those fucking pencil pushers.
I mean, of course, you want to change
in their cozy ass home that collect their checks. If you really want to do stuff, like, I don't think the effect of like going at police and going at like army kind of people is an effective way. You need to pull power moves.
I wouldn't say to go at the army, and I'm not talking about doing this on
whoever it is, like a militaristic style.
I'm just saying
policing.
that,
you have to
look at what the police are doing to people and how they choose
I get
to
that.
really assault people. And I think it's just strange to me because, once again, the protests are still going on in the States. I think it's strange to me that so many people just kind of like sit back and like they just let the cops like grab that one person and pull them away to like a van, or like let the cops beat up that one person. Like, you guys are a crowd, and guess what? There's way more of you than the police, and it's gonna take them a while for people to switch to live ammunition. So in this case, fuck some cops up.
But that being said,
take some civilian who's simply protesting peacefully with you, standing on a fucking protest line, and they feel like they're mad at what that person said. Like, no.
But that being said,
let them do that shit.
That being said,
it's us versus them.
No,
it is.
That being said, with the whole like pulling people out and pulling them into the van, those are probably like feds trying to get like organizers, find out who's like, you know what I mean, making coordinated attacks.
That is still illegal.
Because
all they were doing,
let me finish.
Let me finish.
You said they're peaceful protesting, but when they're burning fucking shit down, there's organization. There's organization within it.
Majority of these videos I'm talking about, there's no one looting or doing anything.
No, but what I'm saying is, I would rather tell me this. I'd rather the police do one-off, pull people out of the crowd and question them in vans, than not shoot rubber bullets into crowds and random people get hit.
I'd rather them actually just be fucking police and do their fucking job.
And shoot rubber bullets.
Their job is not to shoot rubber bullets, and their job is not to grab civilians off the fucking street. No. Regardless of whether who's organizing whatever the fuck they're doing. But they don't have the right to grab civilians off the street that are not doing anything violent. Period.
But like,
point blank, period.
There's violence happening though.
It doesn't matter if violence is happening. If you're grabbing
that does matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. If you're grabbing someone that's being violent by all fucking means, sure. But when you're grabbing people that are peacefully protesting, you're in the fucking wrong. There's no discussing.
There's obviously cases, but there's some times where you see people get pulled out of the crowd, pulled into a van. But that's the feds.
And if they're being violent, then by all means, sure. But what
I'm saying is that's the feds. That's not like your residential police. When you see a van and a guy get pulled out, that's the feds at these riots.
But regardless,
pulling people out. That's not your municipality.
But it doesn't matter who's doing it. The point that matters is that it shouldn't be happening to people that are peacefully protesting.
It shouldn't be happening to the peaceful protesters.
I'm talking about people who are being violent or burning shit. I'm not bringing up any of that shit. I'm talking about the people that are peacefully protesting and this shit happens to them. That's what I'm saying is fucking wrong. There's no denying that.
That's definitely wrong.
Whether it's the feds or the municipal.
You also have to admit,
there's no admitting anything.
No, you have to say.
Right to grab you off the streets.
No. You have to say, how do you police the situation then? If you're that,
by fucking standing there. That's the issue.
There.
They sit there and they get mad at what people are saying and they fucking grab people and harass them. You have to stand there and fucking take it. Because guess what? You're under fire for police brutality, dumbass.
Alright, how about this?
You don't get to fucking attack people while you're under attack for police brutality.
Just say this
that makes no sense at all.
Just say this is the tactic. You're the police chief. During the day, you get always peaceful protests. Once it hits a certain time, they go straight to like going for the courthouse and trying to burn shit down. What is your tactic then? You play the stand guard round there.
But water hoses forever. Why are they
you think go water
hosing people? They can literally water hose people. They choose to rather pepper bomb you or shoot rubber bullets. They choose to use.
But I'm saying you're the police chief. What would you do?
Attack. And on top of the facts, once again, you know they're not using rubber bullets properly. They're not shooting at the ground to bounce off. They're shooting it directly at people.
I don't like rubber bullets. I'm not a fan of rubber bullets. I'm a fan if you're gonna shoot to kill.
Defending of anything the police are fucking doing at all.
No, I'm saying if you're the police chief though, what is like your solution? How would you?
If I was a police chief, I'd be in my fucking house. I'd tell the cops to fucking stand down. Because that's the only fucking common sense to do. I would be like, listen, we're not gonna police. We're not gonna roam the streets and do this fucking attacking the protesters shit. Because at the end of the day, why are you there anyway? They're protesting, walking the streets. Why are you showing up to start a conflict?
Let them burn out naturally, kind of thing. Just let it happen and then burn out.
Not even to burn out,
but like the riots, like just let stand down.
But when it comes to riots, yes, stop the riots. But this whole
so you're talking protesting. I thought you were talking about.
I'm not talking about riots.
Because people will.
I'm not talking about riots at all. I don't give a fuck about the riots. I'm talking about peaceful protesting.
But the problem is people will brand, not people like you, but like a lot of media will brand a riot as a peaceful protest sometimes to push agendas and vice versa.
And vice versa. And that's the whole point.
But that's the problem is like.
But what's more important?
As like
what is more
on our
end?
What do we know? That's the problem. Like if we're not there, I only know what people on the ground are saying are happening.
But that's the whole thing.
That are there, front
if you
row.
really want to look into it, people are literally constantly on social media talking about their experiences
getting beaten
by the police. That's the proof that I need.
I get it's proof, but what do you want done?
These people because
what do you want done? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the solution?
It's not about a solution.
My
only point on this whole thing was that the police shouldn't be out here pulling people off the street that are protesting. If someone's doing something violent, if someone's hurting another protester, if someone is lighting some shit on fire, causing chaos, then you as the police have the right to intercept and stop that behavior.
But what if you have intelligence that they might be?
But if people are just there protesting and they're saying fuck the police and fuck you and you're mad about that and you want to arrest them for it, that is bullshit.
Okay, but it's called...
That is going above and beyond and using your badge to bully someone.
But what I think you're talking about bagging, right? Where they pull one person out of the crowd and pull them in a van. right? Like
Not
that tactic of begging.
Not necessarily pull them in a van, but pull them to be arrested, whatever the case.
Okay, you're talking about that. I thought
that's what I'm bringing up.
I'm talking about
that issue.
Have you seen the people get begged though? Where like these feds are like beg people, pull them in their vans. Have you seen those videos? Because sometimes
I can't pinpoint every single one. Of what
no, but there's a lot of
but
videos going out of this. It's like people would be like, "Oh my god, look at this person get like pulled in this van," but then they don't get any charges. They get questioned. But then the thing is like, if these are the Fed and these are intelligence people, what if they had intel that person's planning to do something stupid, like they're doing an organized thing, so they got to pull that person aside quick, bring them into the van to question. You know what I mean? As a tactic. You see what I'm saying, though, in terms of that?
I don't know about any of these nonsense hypotheticals.
No, because they have intelligence. These are intelligence people going in.
Are people screaming, being like, please let me go, I'm just protesting.
No, you're talking about...
There's no intent of being the manager of the protest, and you have all the inside of what's going on. I'm just saying,
you're talking about...
I'm saying
you're talking about these
people,
SWAT people and like these frontline fucking officers that are super aggressive.
Yes.
And they're always going to hit. They're not going to like talk and de-escalate. They're just very aggressive. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the front line. But like the thing is, like, I agree, stand down on that end. Completely stand down. Let them fucking, if they want to protest, just let it happen. And even if it gets violent, there's no point to it's just gonna look worse. Just let them fucking do it. Protect the houses, make sure like if they go for a house, that's different.
Whatever the case may
but
be,
they're not protecting business right now in certain areas. They're segregating to like blocks.
But this is my whole thing. If the police want to sit there and line the streets to protect businesses and all that shit, by all fucking means.
But they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
The fact that they're engaging directly with civilians,
that's the problem.
Is stupid.
But they're not protecting either. They're not even trying to protect business.
But at the end of the day, it's about,
that's what they're hired for,
police brutality. It's not like it's not like we're all mad because Trump did something outrageous and people are just in the streets mad about what Trump did. Well, it's literally about police brutality. So if you are the police conducting police brutality at a police brutality protest, are you fucking retarded? Are you actually fucking retarded? Like, are you using your brain?
Makes sense.
Like, what? Like, how could you even let yourself get mad? Do you know what you're here for? Do you understand that anytime you do anything, you're being filmed? You know how bad it makes you look? People can just be like, "Yep, there you go," and then you have motherfuckers saying "fuck the police" and they don't want to have police at all. Non-police is a bad fucking idea, but the police definitely need to be rebranded. It needs to be fixed because the whole system is fucking broken.
Well, the problem is there's no accountability.
There's no accountability for the police,
and that's where it comes down to. But it's not just police.
And then once again, you have the fucking bootlickers who sit there and defend the police no matter what the fuck they do ever because it's so hard to be a cop.
No, the way it's structured.
You chose that job.
No, but the way it's structured, it's not accountable for the police, but it's also not accountable. It's also not accountable for politicians that are making the rules. Like, there's no accountability in any of these. Like, we pay taxes to go to these public services, and a lot of these public services, there's no accountability. Like, for example, I heard one person saying like the police chief should be elected official because then they're accountable to the people, but instead they're accountable to the mayor. It's like, so the mayor, they could be pushing whatever agendas they want per se. Like, that should be like something that like the people should have a representative of the police that they can hold them accountable.
Have you ever watched The Wire?
No, I heard it's a great show though. It's amazing.
So the Wire goes through different parts where they're talking about like the streets, and you have them going through like the little level dealers to the big level dealers, and then it gets to the point where it's talking about the government and how the government is letting the police do their job. And when you hear about how the police have to do their job, it's all about the fucking numbers. And it's all about stats. It has nothing to do with actually trying to stop crime.
No.
It has to do with getting these many stats to prove that we did this level of policing, to look at people and say, okay,
police should be mental
look at
health
this percentage about crime going down. All they do is arrest a couple more people to make crime go down. That's all it is. And it's not really crime going down. It's just more people being arrested. But the way they package it to the community is that they're doing us a fucking favor. They're not doing a favor. They're not fixing a problem.
The worst part is...
That's why the hood is still the hood. Well, everywhere and never changes.
But the worst part is, like, if you look at it in the States, it's actually, like, the prison system even... That's not about rehabilitation, which is what prison should be about. It should be about rehabilitation. Yeah,
you can buy into prison stock.
It's ridiculous.
We can literally sit here and buy some prison stock because it's
But here,
business.
do they make profit? You guys went to the system.
I'm pretty sure I think it's under the mandate of the government, but I'm pretty sure they're still privatized.
So what did you guys do when you were in jail? Did you have to work?
You can work, but I didn't work. I chose not to work.
So what's the work, and what's your benefits of working in jail?
Working helps you get out of jail faster for like parole and shit like that, if you really want to get parole. And it's just like you get more freedom in a sense. You can use the phones for longer. You can use like the gym and shit. There's there's more things you get to do when you work.
And what kind of work is it?
Well, you can either be doing laundry. I think the PCs make jumpers and shit and boxers.
For who?
For the jail.
No, but what do they make for profit companies? Like in the States, there's actually like
what's the thing about this
the
way?
Prisoners actually do for like companies
If you
hire like
if you hire a bunch of
manufacturers.
Chinese kids to make the jumpers and send them over, that costs you money. But if you have the prisoners in the jail make the
I
jumpers,
get that for yourselves.
then you don't get paid. There's no hourly wage. You're not getting paid.
No, I get
you get a fucking
that.
chocolate bar,
There's
so you're
none
getting
of that.
free shit made for you.
But I'm asking,
You know what
like,
I mean?
is they're not in that Canada at least where you guys are. They're not actually like have businesses coming, and you're not like.
I don't think it's like that in a sense. I think what it
'Cause
is
the US
you
is
own a-
actually
I think
that,
you own a
like-
jail, and then the government pays you for housing these people.
So how
I
do they
think
try?
that's how it works.
How do
More
they
than
try
it's
to
like,
rehab you guys?
There is no. They have programs and shit. There's no way to rehab prisoners, but what it is, all the shit's just fucking weak. The majority of the people are just reoffenders, so no one gives a fuck. We're all just doing programs to get out of jail.
So the problem is
Like-
they're not trying to like reintegrate you back into society.
No, because
in a
there's not. It's not,
meaningful
like, it's not like you get there and they're like, okay, let's get you into a school of some sort. Let's try and get you to your college. Like those things aren't like. It's not like that, and they're not like trying to look for prisoners. Let's say that like they know we're gonna be there for a while. They're not like, okay, you came out on a murder beef. Well, you're gonna be here for a while. Let's try and get your education right. No, they don't do any of that shit. You have to go out of your way to like if you want to be better, then you have to do it.
Have you seen that Michael Moore movie when he went to Europe and he looked at like all the things that different European countries do that are like would be outlandish here, and some of it was like the prison system in some of these countries that were like 100% like based on like getting that person right. So they had this guy that like murdered people with an axe, and then he was like being reintroduced in society like fine, and like it would be like it was, but like just to look at like how like their whole end game was something just totally different. They're like. We have a human we're trying to bring back into society as a
even with things
productive
like that,
member.
everything comes
Here's
down
not
to,
like that, is it? It's more like
no, it just everything
you're
comes
here for a
down
bit.
to like what kind of person you're. Even with that kind of system, it's like just because you murder someone with an axe doesn't mean that you can't be rehabilitated. Like, why did you murder this person? Or was this person fucking your loved one? Did they hurt someone that
I
you
think it
love?
was like family.
You know what I mean?
It was like one family massacre kind of.
Yeah,
fucked up shit.
if you kill your whole family, like then you should be rehabilitated.
But he did. But I'm pretty sure it was something like ridiculous
they
like
might,
that.
Yeah, they might. That's the thing. In my personal opinion, you shouldn't. But like
Fuck.
to me, like I've always said that the law is not so black, so black and white. Like things should be taken into account. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't just be like, oh, like you woke up one morning and you felt like killing your girlfriend. Like that's bad. Go to jail forever. But you walk in on your girlfriend and she's sleeping with some other guy and you kill her, like not as much jail time.
Hotel
Because
Trivago.
you know what I mean? Like, not saying that like murder is not bad all the way around, but there's definitely levels to like what happens in a moment to make you snap. I think that needs to be taken more into account than just being like, well, it's black and white, you killed somebody.
How about this? How many bodies do you think are in the bottom of Lake Ontario right now? So many, probably.
Any lake in general.
Oh, I know, but especially like Lake Ontario, you got the U.S.
But buddy,
and fucking Canada side.
You have to think about this,
all these dead bodies from
this part of
Toronto
it.
that's probably in there.
It's not about people that are being killed like in the last even 10 years.
No,
like,
I'm talking about like
it's
in
think about-
history. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking about the 1800s and shit when there's like no DNA. It's probably easy as fuck to murder somebody and throw them in a goddamn lake. Like
They just decompose,
well,
I guess, right?
Not that quickly. It will take time, right? And also,
No, but I mean, like,
when you're
for a
tying,
while.
if you're tying somebody up and you're bonding them down there, like if you only were using rope at that time, eventually if they're rotting away, they would slip out of the rope because their body is bloating and it's decomposing
Yeah,
in
but
the water.
it's 1800s, so it doesn't fucking matter.
But it would matter because the body would still float to the shore, possibly.
Yeah, but
so
no
they
one
have
gives a
DNA.
fuck at that point
Yeah,
now.
they're just like, oh well, if we found
Oh,
his body,
what
happened?
else is new?
But I mean, if you think about that time period, people just murder you in the street. They didn't give a fuck about hiding you. They were just like, oh, just murder you. There's no cameras. What the fuck? Buddy, if I lived in that time period, you know how many people I would have fucking killed? You know how easy it would have been to kill people? If no one knows who you are, you just cover your face,
Dog,
stab some guy in the throat.
you're 100%.
I'm black, so there's no way I'm doing shit. I'll be like, on a field somewhere.
You were a fucking slave owner in a past life, or
Nah.
a really white conservative fucking guy in a past life.
My thing is,
Killed a bunch of black people,
I think
now
I was
you
a
had to
conservative
become-
white woman. I don't think I was a guy.
You think you're a
I think I was a
woman
conservative white woman in my past life.
who cheated with a black guy,
Maybe that's why I ended up being
but
a black
also
guy.
killed him so his secret didn't get out?
Maybe this is I don't know. I never
This
thought
is a
I never thought
movie
deep into
script
it.
coming together.
I
right
only
here.
thought like slightly deep into it because one time I was just like, maybe it makes sense. Like some of my perspectives.
Go do one of those things that pretend that they can go into some past life. There's probably some bullshit people you could ask to like.
Write me a story.
No, they would be like, oh, like bullshit. Be like, you used to
What the
be
fuck is this?
a cheetah running through the wild. This movie looks like a Get Out wannabe.
Well, it's not even gonna want to be because fucking Jordan Peele's a part of this.
Lovecraft Country.
But no, I've talked to a medium before.
What did they say?
A lot of accurate shit.
Like
They never met me before. I was over the phone and
they go to you to like you've been oppressed.
No, I talked. it was a black guy, so he knew.
Yeah,
He's like,
okay.
"You sound
yeah.
black." I'm like, yes, I am black.
Oh, it's over the phone?
It's over the phone, yeah.
They just know? They're just like, all right, like dial in 332 and we're going to be on the same network.
Like, you're a dark-skinned black male. He's like, he knew I had a white girlfriend. Like, I'm having a conversation with him. He just
what else did he say?
Just a bunch of shit.
Like what?
Like a lot
Okay,
of
so
shit.
what did he say that was accurate?
Too much shit to not to be like that, not that accurate.
Yo, speaking of it, Doris Burke is probably being passed around the bubble right now.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking about that the other day. Is Doris Burke being passed around the bubble? Who's the other one? The other one that interviews the players all the time. Rachel? The one that's on that's with Stephen
Rachel
A.
Nichols?
Yeah, she might be getting passed around the bubble. Who knows? I am totally kidding, ladies.
That's mad
But
offensive still.
there is
and they say I'm the sexist one on the pod. That's
What do you mean that's sexist? That's a compliment. These are fucking top-end athletes. If you're getting tossed around by these guys, like,
you just
compliments to you.
That's hilarious. Would you
like, think about it.
By those guys?
Do you think a real chick, like, okay, if you wanted to, if it's consensual, obviously we're saying, like, if you wanted to have consensual sex and you're one of the small amount of females trapped in the bubble with the NBA players, like, that's probably like a dream come true. You have all these top specimen in terms of human beings that are thriving for some sort of female companionship.
You're not allowed to call black people top specimen.
They're not all black though. Like fucking don't tell me Alex Caruso's not
But
a top specimen.
the white guys aren't top specimens either.
Alex Caruso is a top specimen.
By white standards, yes.
But he hasn't. But he looks like an accountant and will windmill dunk on your head. How ridiculous is that? He looks like he shouldn't be on the team, and he'll dunk on mans. Like that's the crazy thing. I don't understand him, but like. When I say specimen, I mean like these are all freak athletes. These are all top tier athletes.
Yeah. We get it. You're not a racist.
No, I am. I make racist jokes, but I made a Brampton joke on my special recently. Yeah, that's racist.
You can't racist to brown people.
No, it's one of those things. I grew up on Russell Peters, was the first comedian I ever watched, so obviously I'm gonna be somewhat race inspired.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely was.
Racist jokes are good if it's playful. You know what I mean? Like if it's just like
if no one's too offended.
Well, like the Brampton jokes is like you don't like you're just kind of like making.
Racist jokes are only funny if you're a person of color. That's the only reason you can let them slide. When you're a white guy, it's always gonna be super edgy because people are gonna look at you and be like, "Well, are you racist or is it a joke?"
I don't even worry about the racist card. Like you know me, I've
obviously
dealt with
don't care about
allegations.
you know what I mean, and you don't care about it because in your heart you know you're not a racist kind of thing.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, like, that's what comes with being a white comedian making racy jokes. Is that people always look at you like that guy might really be a racist.
I just think if it's funny.
It's funny. I mean, I thought the Brampton joke was
no, that's why I have this podcast.
It's I was like, haha.
The podcast is my cop out. How can I be racist? He's my black friend. I have a black friend. That's why I recruited you.
You know we don't use that anymore, right? Before. You can't use that anymore. Like it's literally a thing.
My black friend?
A black friend is no longer a bailout for being racist.
I don't know.
That was that white bitch calling somebody a nigger and had a black husband at home. That's wild. You know how ridiculous you look? Having a nigger husband and nigger children and saying nigger to other black people? Jesus Christ. How you got
Don't tell me you don't call... please tell me you don't call black people the hard R N-word like that. Do you ever just call someone that? Because that would be pretty racist in a sense. Would it not?
I mean, if I got into an altercation with a black person, and then I might.
Don't tell me
But I'm black, right? So it doesn't hold as much weight.
But that holds more weight, probably.
It doesn't, because it depends.
That seems fucked up, but not.
Because when you're black, it's just someone else calls you they're just like, yo, you act like a nigger right now. I have to sit there and be like, well, am I? When a white person I'm like, yo, that's just racist.
What does that mean? You're just like, wait, am I? Like, what's a situation where someone would say that and you would actually be like, wait, is he right?
Well, the whole thing about the terminology behind the word is that black people are a certain way, and they either the docile nigger, which is the one that you would be the slave type nigger. Then you have the ones that are just like the act out wild, like black girls in the cafeteria hallway, like that type of behavior. You know what I mean? Just like how black people are a high energy race. Any type of doing too much in a sense is just nigger behavior.
Yeah, that's why we're better dancers than singers.
Yeah, that's true. We have more energy.
I just thought you guys were better at all that stuff as a term of been through the most struggle, and struggle creates the best quality of everything usually.
I think that's also too. But
so if you're an oppressed people, you're gonna create the best art.
You know what it is also because we have to entertain ourselves, so we have to be so good at it. Like when people don't have to entertain themselves, they used to use other people to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
black people were the original
exactly
circus.
It.
If people don't really know that, you know what I mean?
How many
was based on black people.
How many times look at the top funniest comedians of all time? They're all really fucked up and had some sort of fucked up childhood or some shit that happened.
That's why you can't be that great because you have no real trauma.
That you know. I think I murdered someone. No, I'm kidding. Imagine I can't remember. I blacked out. I think I killed this person.
Once you go through some real trauma, then you'll be like, oh my god. People think you're the best comedian on earth.
Dog, I'm gonna fucking be the best comedian.
Or you have to have a scandal, like get a girlfriend and beat her.
What? I don't need to get a girlfriend to beat her.
Whoa!
Oh, it's so fucked up. I'm so sorry.
Is that gonna be a clip? You're gonna use that for like...
I would have to. As the cancel clip? We should have a cancel clip, a reel. The cancel clip.
Oh my lord.
I could put together like
of all things
5
that are
minute video.
outrageous that we said on this podcast.
I remember, I think my most dangerous thing is that one time I said all lives matter. That was fucked up. No,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually said it in a serious way. I just say it to like, just because it's ridiculous to say. I said I'm proud to be white before. That was very edgy. Remember that one time? I said I was proud to be white. That was
Yeah, that was weird when you showed up.
Imagine I lose my job. They call me in. They're like, we heard you said you're proud to be white. We're gonna have to let you
We're
go.
gonna let you go. You're just like, what?
Like, okay, so I'm not proud.
You should just show up in a fucking General Lee jacket on the day they choose the flag.
The only thing I would ever rock with the Confederate flag is the car from fucking Dukes of Hazzard.
You wouldn't rock the Leonard Skinner jacket either?
No, the car from Dukes of Hazzard though is the only one I'd be like, it's a classic.
I should do it. I've talked about it all the time.
Man, the car was hard.
We've talked about that.
I would take the car. I always thought about this because I always was a fan of like that, like movie and shit. When I was a kid and younger, I thought the car was sick.
Yeah.
But I like the car without the flag. Like if you put like a different flag on the top, you just replace that with like whatever you want.
Like
Like
a pride flag or like the trans flag.
that is just so off base. I was thinking more like a Canadian flag or something like neutral. Just piss off Indigenous mainly.
Racist?
Yeah.
The natives are pissed?
Yeah, the natives are like, what the fuck is this
You
shit?
stole our land. Like,
I think they would come off as racist having the General Lee no matter what the car. I think there's no way I could.
Only if you have, it
it.
doesn't matter if you have the car all orange.
Even
you have like the 01 on the side. You have all the other badges, but the Confederate flag.
They would still think it's
They'd be like,
racist.
that's kind of racist. Like he didn't have the Confederate flag, but we know the car kind of stood for that during that time. Blah blah.
Do you remember that movie that came out with like
You could
Ashley
cancel.
Simpson and shit, like when we were younger?
Wasn't it Ashley Simpson? Was it? No, it's her bigger sister. They redid that.
Yeah, it was the
TV
remake.
show,
It was the
yeah.
remake. But do you remember they have a scene
Who's that?
where they go to Atlanta for like to pick up someone or something, and they pull up to a group of black guys, and then they look and they're like tripping.
Yeah.
Remember that scene? They actually like kind of like
Let's just say like it's a classic or some shit.
it was like a modern version. If but like now would be worse. Now would be like if you redid that scene now, it'd probably be like flip that car over and burn it.
People would definitely upset. But like I don't know. I maybe that wouldn't upset me only because it's General Lee.
They use
I know exactly.
And I know what they're trying to do, but like in the same breath, like when I see those assholes from Peterborough with their Confederate flag in the back,
if it's the real car with the horn and everything,
and I gotta
you
see
get it.
I gotta see how the driver looks too. Look at the driver, and I get that.
Well, there was one,
rednecky vibes, and I'm like,
remember
oh.
once a year when they did the car thing in the village here, and they would have like when we were younger, they used to do it. They would park like old time cars,
I
like
partake in black
maybe
events.
once a year. I only seen it like walking by before, but I remember like there'd be one guy that always had the General Lee, and now I don't think he couldn't go to a car show and meet probably now. And like, what do you do if you have a General Lee Classic? Do you just hold on to it and not whip it?
Drive it and don't stop nowhere.
It's such a sick whip though, like the horn.
You just hit the can.
You gotta swap the flag. If you just change that to all orange, I think that'd be cool.
You just change the flag, just change everything.
Just make it all orange. Just keep everything the same.
Ooh.
Just take the Confederate flag and make it orange. Yo,
has them still playing? No fucking
there's
way.
a headline I saw that was so ridiculous. On Vice News when we were waiting on you. Facebook abandoned drilling equipment beneath the ocean floor. It's
So Facebook is drilling into the earth?
like that. I'm like, why is Facebook drilling into the fucking earth? What could they be
When you're a
doing?
$1 billion corporation, do whatever you want to. It's like Kodak. You know Kodak doesn't take pictures anymore?
Wait, what?
Kodak doesn't do pictures anymore. They do, what the fuck do they do? Medicine.
Human trafficking?
Pharmaceuticals. Kodak no longer does cameras. They do pharmaceuticals. They're a pharmaceutical company.
Oh, it's almost like they knew a pandemic was coming.
I mean, they did it
And
after-
people wouldn't be out taking
I mean,
pictures.
they did it after the pandemic, not before the pandemic. So, I mean, people can be at home taking pictures as well. Like, look at this guy. He's fucking taking pictures of us right now.
Man, I'm just like, what the fuck is Facebook doing down there?
I don't know Facebook stuff, man. They're probably trying to build
Facebook
some
stuff.
underground
Facebook
fucking sketchy shit.
Prove it to see if there's like a fucking civilization down there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to that type of shit, like, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, and I know whatever he's doing is not for our best intention. It's only for him. So.
This is the topic
Sketchy, whatever he's doing.
that on sketchy topics that me and DB were talking about before. Apparently they've officially made I think this has happened for a while, disclaimer, but officially in the news, they made a human pig embryo hybrid.
Bro.
Okay,
This is what we read. But I think they're just full on cloning humans realistically by now, scientifically wise. And they're just telling us like, oh yeah, we had a pig human before. We can do that now. But yeah, so.
That shit is disgusting.
My question to you would be, would you fuck a hybrid human pig? Is that bestiality?
No, I'm not asking for it.
Is that what we're going to come to instead of, are we going to come to a weird cloning sex doll thing where we just make our own personal sex clones? What is your opinion on said cloning
I
nature?
think they'll just probably be organ donors.
If I was like,
Yeah, I think it's an organ
saying.
harvesting
If
thing.
I was anything, that'd be the case. I'd want to be like more of a, what is that shit on Netflix?
Like just to fucking farm humans to harvest their
Where
organs?
you just like jump into different sleeves and shit. I don't know what it's called.
Altered carbon?
Yeah, altered carbon. Yeah, that's how I would rather.
What's alter? What do you mean?
Like you're basically your brain's in a computer. You can get your brain, your life downloaded into a file,
Oh, fuck
and
that.
you can go into any single person you want to. So people no longer people are born into their bodies, yes, but then everyone gets equipped with like a sleeve, so you're able to transfer your consciousness into anybody you want to. In essence, living forever.
So, like, nah. Give me
What about
death.
that paper?
Nah. See, this is my whole thing about it. Like, if I want to live, I want to live forever. I don't. If you know what I mean. I don't want to just live my time period and then get old and then I'm out of mystery. I want to live forever and be young and do what the fuck I want to. And
Honestly, I'm going to die and I'll probably either go blank or I'll be like, holy shit, I'm a spirit, and then all of a sudden you're just reborn into something else.
You're gonna come back as like
The
a
blank theory?
yeah, come back as like a koala
What's
bear or
that?
some shit.
The blank theory, just like
Just the void.
it cuts. It's just like the lights out.
Yeah.
It's like that's what no one wants, but like let's be real, that's probably it.
The best thing will be like if it's like going to sleep, like you know what I mean, like you go to sleep and you're just like, oh, I woke up this morning. Wow, I don't remember going to sleep or any of that shit.
Like
I mean, but if it's just like that, you just never wake up because it's just going to sleep.
people just make up the story that something's gonna happen, but it might. Like, well, who am I to say it doesn't? That's the thing, either.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't. I just it's
We will see. Like
soon. Yo, hopefully not too soon. You seen that tire that fucking killed that guy on the 401?
yeah, he didn't use his invasive driving techniques.
You think you dodged that? That's fucking.
Do I think? Of course, I
alright,
think I could do that. But no, rest in peace to that guy. It sucks for him. It's fine.
But the fact that like,
If you're in the fast
edgy joke, but you know.
right at the
yeah, I
freeway,
see you. I see you. Shoot your shot.
Nah.
It's
Nah,
fucked
I
up. It's because like we could
definitely-
easily. I'm always whipping on the highway.
Yeah.
And I'm always in the fast lane too, so I can always just hit the shoulder quick. I'm definitely going for the shoulder. That's going through my passenger side. That's not going through my fucking driver's side. Sorry. There's no way. I'm not letting that happen.
Sorry, guys.
I can't go.
It
up
looks.
that.
It looked like it went into his driver's side. Did it not?
That shit went right through his side.
Yeah,
driver's side. That shit. You didn't see the video,
There's a video of it.
buddy? They had the video of him with the
I
fucking
saw the video
tire
of
in his
him.
chest.
No, I saw the video of him.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like of the tire.
Oh, the video of that would be amazing footage. Like I don't care, rest in peace to that guy, but that would have been fucking wicked to see.
I think it probably was just so last second that there was
Yeah, the
nothing.
speed. Like how fast is the tire going to go through your windshield and kill you?
When did the tire come off? Do they know?
The 18-wheeler for sure. Like, bro, that shit obliterated.
Yeah,
man.
I think
Poor guy, man.
it probably would just come at you so quick. There's no reaction time. It's just like
I mean, there's reaction time. There's reaction time for sure. It just depends on like how it came at him. Like you know what I mean. If the person in front saw it, like I just feel like
yeah.
I don't want to put air on the driver, but like you know what I mean. Like how did you not see this tire coming down the
Have you ever
highway?
been driving down the road on like a 2-laner, or even on the highway
Yeah,
in the fast lane,
yeah,
and the oncoming's right next to you,
yeah.
and a big ass splash of water just hits your windshield. You're like, oh fuck! It's never shaken you up before.
No, I've been shaken up from more
I've been
like
shaken up,
hydroplaning.
No, I've been shaking. Yeah, the hydroplaning.
The
and I've been shaking
hydroplaning
up.
on a puddle.
It's never surprised.
No, like that shit doesn't really happen to me because it's usually if
Not
it's
usually.
raining outside already and then water comes like a big splash, I'm like, oh wow, but not to that like degree. Like that feeling I get when people like
I have a truck, so
don't come into my lane like and they're not paying attention type shit. Like I get
This
that
is an
feeling. You know what I
object
mean?
that's not supposed to be. It's just
water.
oh,
A tire?
A tire.
Yeah.
A tire. Like, and, well, fuck. If they're going 100 and you're going 100,
That's the whole thing. If I see
It's
anything,
so quick.
if I see
Yeah, I
anything
don't
going on the
think there's
highway,
much
my
time
instinct
still.
would either be to move or brake, one or the other. But if it looks like it's coming directly in my tire at all, because my whole thing is like the way I drive, I'm always gauging speeds anyway. So like that's why it's like because it's such a part of how I drive, I'm always gauging if I can fit through or what someone's gonna do in the next traffic move. I don't feel like a tire will be able to just come through and me not see it Because I'm always watching, right?
I think it's also possibly
But it
just
could happen to
a,
anyone, you know what I mean?
a Final Destination thing. Like some maybe it's
He
just like,
missed out on dying normally, but so he just died very irrationally.
like he just had to die. The universe is like that was his way to go. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
Do you think that people actually have do you think that like life actually has destinies like that? Like,
There are motherfuckers just out here dodging death every
like,
day.
like pretty much our deaths right now are predetermined.
That could happen.
You think? Like, it could be like fucking 50 years down the line. It could be fucking anytime. Yeah, like you still have a purpose somehow. This guy still like could have been dead.
Yeah, my purpose is just to crash into a bigger tree next time.
Hopefully not a kid.
I wouldn't care if I had a kid.
I know, that's the problem. I know damn well you wouldn't be upset.
You know, my car fixed and keep it moving.
Oh, you dipped the scene?
I'm Indian. And that's the joke coming full circle.
That's amazing. How deep are we right now?
Deep enough. We're 45.
45?
Fuck out of here,
Fuck,
bro.
Alright,
Oh, shit.
subscribe. CringeKev, Jack's Veteran.
DB Visuals, Goldie Glock, Just Add Woods,
Level Up
Cedar
Crew.
Smoke Carpentry.
And,
Who the fuck are these people?
Don't worry! Don't ask fucking questions. Just subscribe and shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
follow them, fucking idiots.
Easy.